there, everybody. Getting ready to play Stef. We're playing an inheritance cage match, so we might get some nice boards for estates. And this is my final match of the season, so we'll see how it goes. So there's not a lot of, I guess the draw here is Apprentice Horde if you want to draw. Or like Explorer Apprentice if you have a province. Probably inheritance isn't a huge deal. There's nothing amazing to inherit. Like, ports are not that great. I guess you could imagine doing something like a pirate ship deck, but I just don't know if that really is competitive with a horde thing, with an heavy apprentice kind of deck. You know, just doesn't seem that amazing to me. Now the question is whether you want to kind of head for the Fool's Golds to try and get the expensive pieces, or whether you just want to go with silvers. You can kind of do this thing where you open like Apprentice Messenger or something, or Messenger Fool's Gold is not totally crazy. I think I am going to take. I should just buy a pirate ship. That would be funny. It would be bad, but it would be funny. So I almost want to just take a silver. He'll probably go Messenger Fool's Gold. Or at least there's a reasonable chance that that's what he does. I think. I'm gonna just give us all trade routes. I don't know. Obviously, if you can hit, if you hit 7 somehow, then it's not that crazy to just buy the inheritance sort of as a trashing maneuver. I will discard the deck. Get an apprentice. My trade route was pretty friendly, I think. especially if it lets him get 2 fool's golds. I'm not actually sure that I should have bought a fool's gold at all. Maybe a silver would have been nicer. Yeah, the fool's gold seems like a real dumb buy, actually, from my perspective. I don't want to build a fool's gold deck particularly. And I don't really care to hit 9. I want to hit... Yeah, that was pretty bad. Now the question is whether, having done it, if it's better to kind of double down on it or to go backwards a bit. But I don't know the answer to that question. Right now the fool's golds are looking pretty awful. For me. I mean, for him they should be pretty nice. Yeah. I wish I had just got a silver. Alright, he had started this one with his professional play. I would take another apprentice, yeah. I guess I can buy inheritance now. I can have ports, which is better than not having ports, I suppose. And it's like trashing 32 cards. I still had 2 estates left, so. His estates, he has 1, so it's maybe not so good for him. Not as good. Not as big a deal. He did inherit them, okay. So, I think I'll take a horde now. The horde is pretty nice. I can buy estates with it, you know. Which I didn't actually think of that till just now. So that was not like a thing I had planned, inheritance horde interaction. But obviously, yes, there is one. So that's something. I think I would like another apprentice. And this will be a couple estates. For me, I will trash fool's golds now. I mean, I just don't care about them. I don't really know why I got them at all. Though I did have a nice draw with them, obviously. I can either kill a copper or I can kill a fool's gold. I think I would like to kill a fool's gold, to be honest. Just move a little further. That was a really good turn for me. I'll just try and get more apprentices from here, and then hopefully draw one. Nope. Alright. Well, that's alright. I'm not going to discard the deck here because the apprentices are still in the deck, although 2 of the golds are out. I have to think. Maybe I do want to discard it. Here I'm going to buy two apprentices, I think, or apprentice explorer. Not yet. We're a little close to a 3 pile, which is worth keeping in mind because you can buy messengers to give out a few cards. But let's do that. Hopefully we draw an apprentice this turn. He doesn't have a horde yet. He's platinum. Alright. Why do I have ports anyway? Real ports. Oh, because the estates have the ability of the ports? Well, we'll save this port here because I don't really want it. So, still I'll save those. Alright, there's a gold. Well, you learn something new every day. Sometimes you learn something new every day. Alright, so that's a pretty good turn. This could be another horde. It could be it could be an estate. That's a little worrisome from a 3 pile perspective, right? If I take the estate, then the ports go down, which means with 2 buys you can empty it because you can do ports and messengers, giving out fool's golds. On the other hand, well, I'm gonna get one of these. He has so many fool's golds, I have a hard time imagining him not having enough for a colony. He only has 2 buys, right, though? He just has the trade route. So he can't quite end it. If I had bought an estate there, yeah, I guess, yeah, Colony Estate would have been totally safe for me, wouldn't it have? Because um, that would have given me a points lead, and he would have it still would have taken 2 buys for him to do his thing, to empty the piles. So I should have definitely done it, and then this turn I would be able to threaten a win. Okay. So all right. I think my last card is an apprentice. So I want to leave that. So do I need to get 3 buys? Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11. Like, I can trash a port to the trade route. Yeah, here I would threaten a win, wouldn't I, if I had done it the other way? Maybe I don't want to play the trade route at all. Keep the port around. It's pretty decent fodder for that. Although this gives me a little more money. I don't know if I actually care about having a little more money or not. Oh well. Okay, so we can get one of these. And I could get get a province, and then I'll be able to threaten, I guess, double colony next turn if I... Well, I know I have an apprentice on top, so... So it'd be hard for me to have a bad turn here. Okay. I guess if I don't have to buy anything at all, I might be able to just end it on my turn. If I don't have to buy any green cards, I guess is what I should say. Which I won't. So on my turn, I can... 3 buys is enough to end it. I can even afford to trash a province if I want to. Or if it comes to that. To draw the deck. Aw. That's sad. Well, it's not that sad, but... Okay, so... We whiffed on the apprentices. Here. But... We still get a colony. He's not going to triple colony. Or even double, I don't think. Maybe he can double, but... Question is, do I want another gold? Probably. Do I want 2 golds? Maybe. I'm, totally willing to trash a colony, I think, on my turn. He just doesn't have nearly the draw I do. He doesn't have apprentice targets. Well, like 4 of these last 8 cards are apprentices. Okay, not that many. 3 of these last 8. Alright. Yeah, I was going to be able to double. Well, actually, like double colony and province as well. Okay, probably I didn't have that much money. I might have, though. I'm not sure. Alright, my start. No villages, so... giant is a pretty good attack, but... So I'm not sure that there's a really strong thing to play here. Never mind, there's Scavenger Stash. I bet that's better than anything else you can do here. Alright, anyway, it sure does look like a big ol' Scavenger Stash game to me. I don't know that that's true, but... And I suppose inheriting scavengers is pretty good. Well, you only need a couple scavengers. I just have to buy 3 stashes and then I don't think he'll play the giant often enough. Well, the stashes will always just be in my deck. It's just provinces. I was happy I got to work Inheritance, and I wasn't sure it would really be worth it, but I had the draw for it, so. I'll have lots of magpies, but he would have to double province once to catch me. Or I could misclick. Is also possible. We will see, I guess. I don't. He might play the giant. The giant can't hit stashes. The worst it can hit for me is like a scavenger. That's not even that bad. So probably the worst it could hit is the green card to give me a curse. But I wonder if he's putting the stash like so that his first magpie play is guaranteed to hit it. All right, so that's 2 for me. It's my start. Usually Jester openings are pretty good. They aren't bad, at least. I've got I guess it's not totally weird to do Royal Seal either, but probably better to do Jester or Journeyman. Journeyman could get you to 7 with a really nice draw. Plenty of villages to target with your... I guess there's pathfinding too. I didn't see that. Well, it's a big Goons engine. The question is, like, how much damage do you do with your Jester in the meantime versus the nice cycling you get from the Journeyman, but I'll try the Jester. This is a really, really good inheritance board. That's a little sad I hit 3 here, but whatever. think I'm not actually sure that the goons was right, to be honest. Probably will take ports. And my next 5 will be a journeyman. He hits 7, I think, so that's really cool for him. It is the pathfinding doesn't interact with inheritance at all. So it, in a sense, it doesn't matter a lot which of these 2 villages you pick for your inheritance target. It could be either one, really. I hope he doesn't hit his journeyman. Thank you. See if he gets a goons now. Okay. So let's name a state here. Alright, so I can already pathfind ports, which I have 3 of, or I can take the inheritance. I think I have a port in this last hand, so I think I'm going to try that. I think it was a way of improving this next hand maybe the most. Of course, if he has 8, oh good, he didn't have 8. I was going to say he'd sap up all those ports right away. This turn could be pretty duddy. It could be okay, but it could be pretty duddy too. That is actually fine enough for me. I got 5 of those things, so. My pearl divers have been pretty good. I will definitely take that. And then here it's just a question of when do I want to inheritance. I would really rather have the villages, I think, since I just got that journeyman. Go like city, port. Seems pretty good. And then this turn, if I get to 13, then I can goons inheritance. Would be pretty nice. Not that I know that I'm going to necessarily get there, but there's a chance. Then I can inherit them as fortresses, or I could even inherit them as pearl divers, because I don't really need the actions, but probably fortresses is a little safer. He just is getting those. He has a little points lead. Oh, I should have played the Jester first. That was a little misplay on my part. He can still have a silver. That would have given me 13, which would have been pretty good. Ooh, this is where I get punished a little bit. This is like a really bad turn. And of course, if I had done the inheritance, then it couldn't have happened. So, that's pretty awful, actually. But I do know that this garbage is all down here. I'm not sure I even want to play that journeyman. There's probably no reason not to play the journeyman, but whatever. So he still hasn't path found anything, but probably he'll be able to this turn, and then he'll be right back in it. I've got to get inheritance this time. He has a lot of money. I gave him that silver. I expect he's going to pathfind this time. Get his drop a little bit. I guess he didn't quite get his entire deck. Well, that's not surprising. He just is drawing from the journeyman. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think inheritance, goons. I could also just like do inheritance, couple estates, but I don't know. Let's just see what the Jester gives me if I get to the Jester. He surely has to pathfind now, though. Yeah. Okay. I could dud here still. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty wild. Oh, we know there's a million ports here now. I took the estates there because I'm absolutely buying inheritance this turn. So I'll toss a port in a city. This is a real bad draw, though. See what he goes for now. Probably city goons. Maybe. Double goons. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable as well. Ha! Give him a curse. I guess I could have just left all that. There was not really any reason to. I could trigger. I could trigger this shuffle and just have some estates on top. I mean, I don't know. He has more money than me. And now we're tied on goons. I have those cities. Alright, well, he draws a deck here. Those two duds, yeah. I mean, obviously I could have avoided one by hitting the inheritance sooner. So that was probably just bad choice by me, being greedy. I think it was still pretty unlikely, but, you know, there was no reason to. There wasn't a rush. I mean, I had two duds and it's still a reasonably close game, so if I hadn't had those, how could it wouldn't even be close? What I need is like an exceptionally lucky jester hit, like a goons. I need to hit a goons. To give me an advantage there. I always love this hover over text that says victory point counter, just to let you know. Just so you know. I only have 4 games, right? Um, so if he takes estates here, like if he takes 2 estates and 2 goons, okay, he can do that too. I was just thinking if he took 2 estates and 2 goons, could I have scored enough to get ahead of him? I guess I could have bought a duchy then. Alright, let's see what we got here. Well, we don't want that yet, so. Come on, Jester. Didn't quite do it. He can end it on his turn unless he has a dud, right? I mean, even if I buy green cards, that's not really enough, right? Like, even if I have a colony, he can still outscore that, no problem. And it doesn't actually... I guess I didn't see how much money he had last time. He had 611. Plus he has some more coppers potentially. If he was holding back draw, he had a few more coppers. 611 plus a 3 goons. Now 4 goons is 19. And then he had some coppers left. So right now to end it, he would need $22. Uh-huh. I think. If I took this journey, well, it's just... I could get another Jester and really push for this try and hitting goons thing. I was overdrawn by about 4 cards. So, unfortunately, getting a journeyman makes it a little bit cheaper for him to end it. $3 cheaper. I suppose if he was holding some money back last time and he just has it, then he just has it. Maybe he dudded. No. It's definitely not a dud. So I assume he can draw literally everything, and then he just has enough money to end it. Like if I had bought a colony even here, I'd have... Let's say if I had bought a colony, then I would have 10 more points is all. It's not enough to make a difference, so... Yeah, that's game. Because he had... I gave him so much money over the course of the game with the treasures that definitely he has it. I think my last... I mean, the thing would have been to like actually count out his total money to figure out if I was pushing him over a threshold when I gave him that very last copper, which apparently I was, but I didn't bother to do it. We keep drawing these port boards. The magpie board didn't have it, but so there's a little bit of trashing, and then there's peasant and piles, good piles for gaining. Artificer, if you have a pile of cantrips that draw cards, is pretty nice. I bet getting curses is still not ideal. Yeah. I don't really know about the artificer there, but... His peasant missed the shuffle, which is nice. I could get another peasant, so I think I will. I should have got to develop. I wasn't counting there. I only need one of these coppers. I should have top deck a develop, although I'm not sure. Do I have a university? I don't know what's going on here. Which is not a new experience. The good thing is I am ahead on the teacher line part. He went first. I will get a ports now. My peasant is just gonna, or my, whatever it's called. I'll never have a familiar. I think that's the question. Do we want to just take the ports when we can, or just take artificers? I'm not real sure on that, but I'm going to go with that as my answer. Now I don't know if I want to play without develop or not. We'll play with the develop. It's a fun card. I would love to draw the fugitive with this port. If I draw a copper, I'm going to buy ports actually. If I draw something that's not one of those things, I'll probably take a familiar. If I end up with just 3p, I guess is what I'm saying, I'll go ahead and buy a familiar. If I if I hit 4, then I will definitely... There's a fugitive. Okay. He's a little thinner. It may not matter if I hit the teacher a lot earlier, but he's definitely thinner. And he has a few options for his teacher targets, which is pretty nice to have. Well, I could toss 2 and get another peasant, but I'm not going to do that. That seems awful. But I can toss 3 and get a village, right? The soldier gives $2. This is what I should have done that one turn. Let us get both of those. That hurts a little bit. I haven't really thought about doing inheritance. I completely forgot about it, to be honest. So on top here I can get, or I can just trash a curse. That was a lot of ports. I did completely forget about inheritance. I'm sure I had enough money for it this last turn. That would have been way better than what I did. Gotta remember that. I can inherit, well, whatever. Villages. I may want the potion. He did get his fugitive before he shuffled, which is sad, but true. Yeah, I screw up a little bit there. Discarding the 3 coppers for a village when I could have just bought an inheritance. I'm a moron. An idiot. He'll have a lot of villages. Oh, this estate could have been a cantrip. But I'm dumb. I'm gonna disciple the village, gain an artificer. I think my fugitive is down here at the end, but I can't actually play it because then the teacher misses a shuffle. But otherwise, I would play it. You know, what would be awesome is if I had inherited and made this a cantrip. I could also take the villages. Actually, the fugitive is all right to have in the deck anyway. I can also take a village here to just have him have less villages, I guess, is the main idea. And I can get the artificers later with the university. I'm not sure that was right at all. And then I'm going to end my turn. I don't want a peasant or any of this garbage. I do want a teacher. Yes, thank you. Deck. I don't know if I have more of teachers or ports or villages. Probably ports. I think I got 6 of the ports, so probably those. Of course, I'm playing them all now. It's got to be better to cycle anyway. Even if I am moving through all my ports, it's got to be better to cycle. And I don't know. There's no way I could have been like, oh yeah, I'm about to draw 50 ports. So, I could get a feast here. But I really think I would rather just have nothing. I would rather have $7 so I could buy buy an inheritance, but he still doesn't have a teacher. I hope his disciple is in these bottom 5 cards. For sure. But probably it's not. Hopefully I still play teacher like 2 or 3 turns before him. It'll be at least 2. Of course I'm the second player, so that means a little bit less. I can can maybe... Is he just going to disciple nothing? Oh, develops. Okay. Let's hope his teacher doesn't show up anytime soon. I can, like, Artificer gain multiple curses. I would have loved to hit... I guess I can just stop and buy a familiar. I hope he draws his teacher in, like, 5 turns. But if he draws it, like, this turn, then... okay, he didn't. So... my ideal case here would be to empty the curses this very turn, but that isn't going to happen, so... because I could toss out a couple here. We still didn't get to 7. Of course. My deck is still way, way worse than his. It doesn't even matter now, the inheritance, does it? It doesn't, it's not like it gets me to a useful point anyway. I mean, curses are good. I would have loved to disciple the familiar, obviously. Don't want to exchange. It's just his turn after he hits the teacher is going to be so much better than mine are. I don't remember if I had the disciple in hand when I had the port. If I did, then I screwed up by not... I screwed up if I... So here's a question. I don't think we can afford to push the... what am I trying to say? How many cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could gain a province, although I'd be top decking it, which is pretty garbagey. I could have... yeah, that would have been smart. Maybe I could have done that. Never mind, who cares? So I can't do it with all these ports out. I think I just want to end turn here. And then on my turn I'm going to call... Oh, he did play his teacher last time. I totally missed that. Lol. I don't know what I would have done differently. I probably would have gained a province. With my artificer is what I would have done. Shoot. Because this isn't that many points to make up. But like a province would have been really hard for him to score that much, or fairly hard. And gosh, I'm an idiot. Well, we'll just see if he can hit it on his turn. He probably can. I mean, it depends on his draw. I guess we can watch his draw and decide if we think a province would have been safe or not. Safe enough. That's a shame. Also, pushing the artificers a little lower was probably not the greatest move ever. He's got a big hand now, but doesn't have that big of a point deficit to overcome, because he has a familiar. Does he have a disciple? Yeah, he still has a disciple, so just bad and sloppy play by me. This is gonna take forever too. I wonder if he chose... That's really smart. I bet he chose villages of the plus guards not only because of starting with them in hand, but because the ports are a better target for develop. You can do develop chains, basically. I mean, it's just all around way better. You can do develops for duchies and all kinds of stuff. That's pretty nice. Just so sloppy. I don't really want to watch it. When they play their teacher, there should be like a massive... when they play a teacher, it should explode onto the screen and then slowly, slowly drift off to wherever it sits on the side. It should just be a huge teacher explosion for a notification, and then gradually. Oh no. I don't know. What am I going to do while he figures this out? Play some Ken. He disciples the artificer. Okay. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do do. There's the disciple out of the way. Yeah, so now he only has to play develop on like 3 ports. That's easy. He'll get it, no problem. See, now he has enough for a province. It's funny, someone in the chat, well, I glanced at the chat briefly. Someone said they didn't see the piles to empty. There are like 50 piles to empty. I wonder if... Alright, well, he won. Alright, my last start. Minstrel's a nice target here, and again, there's not really. Yeah, we may see swindlers become, or we may see estates become pawns here. I was looking at this like it was Wharf. It's not Wharf, but still good. Probably a Swindler Potion. I mean, I think it's a university is worth it for the Lost Cities. Um, I think so. 5-2 is not incredible. Maybe you even just take a Lost City. I think probably you do. Just buy Lost City. It's not going to help this hand. So if he buys it now, I mean, now is the time to do it. We got the Scout Inheritance combo, which I forgot to narrow in on. I'll probably take another Swindler here. And then Minstrels and Schemes and stuff next shuffle. Well, he doesn't have it yet, but... Okay. So, this will be Lost City Minstrel. I assume he'll take a Lost City. Okay, that's fine. There we hit something. Scheme wouldn't be... I'll take a scheme here. I think. Or university. I'm not sure if I want another university, actually. That's too bad. I think the potion is still worse than everything else. Could be a pawn now. Well, until he actually hits 7, it's still better to give him that. I mean, eventually they'll be better than pawns, probably, but for now they're not. He's gonna hit a Lost City though, and I'll cry. Just boo-hoo. He takes a Minstrel. Okay. Well, that's too bad. I would just never take Minstrel over Lost City, I don't think. I mean, maybe he's worried about giving me the $7 hand. But to me, it's just like, let's get those. They're gonna be really good. I mean, probably I gave him an inheritance hand, but if I take 6 of those, then No, they suck. My swindlers just suck. This turn will be garbage. Absolute garbage. Still nothing on that front. There they did something nice for me. I could get a minstrel, or I could take another hireling. I would probably inherit estates as pawns now. I have a lot of villages. Hooray! Boo. See if he gives me a duchy or a stasher. Because the piles are kind of low, so it's not like that crazy to give something besides duchy. Like stash is not that crazy. Okay, he gave me that. I do have more draw than him, just from the hirelings. Still cannot get to 7. I'll take a pawn. That's something at least, I guess. That's good too. I could just take a gold, of course, you know, and that would definitely get me to 7. I shouldn't whine when I was still winning. That's poor form. I'm not sure how much I was winning, but hey, a silver for me. Inherit them as pawns, probably. That's what I would do. Then you have a pretty easy 3 pile if you can draw on your turn. Well, not that easy, but potentially an easy 3 pile. He chooses minstrels, okay. Not sure. Maybe. Maybe. So... Okay. Let's see what these hit. Let's give them stashes at this point. The curses are a little close, but... Now that's probably too much, right? If I give him that one, then there's a real chance he can just pile out with swindler plays and stuff. I don't know. That may be too fancy, but... We'll see what his turn's like. Hopefully it's awful. It's not awful. Hopefully it's still not amazing. I'm gonna have a big starting hand. This is all trouble. That's something. That's not that bad of a thing. He must have some universities still. I don't know if he has a pawn. Maybe he doesn't have one. Two are in the trash. I owned one. I gained. Yeah, I have all the pawns, so he only has one buy. Okay. Okay, so I still have two universities. Assuming my turn isn't completely done, I probably have an okay chance of ending it. He's going to take a province now. But I may not have all the information needed when I go. Oh, he put the swindler on top instead. He has a lot of garbage cards in his deck. So he's not going to be able to top deck all these losses. Yeah. That's going to be a little hard to manage. Okay. Let me think here. I guess I can throw the swindler out first, see what happens. Okay, that's what happens. So we know we can get the... We can't empty the minstrels. And in fact, we can end the game this turn. But it's probably a little risky to try and do that at this stage. We'd have to get a lot more money and buy still. Probably I should have played these pawns first. Anyways, card and buy. Well, This is getting a little worse. Card and buy. Well, we still have a similar situation. It's just so scary to go for the ending. I mean, that last bit should have been coin probably, because I would like to get more. So he's going to draw through a little bit of this garbage, but maybe not all of it. I would have been a lot closer to piling out with the pawns, I guess, or the schemes. $10 versus... Because I could have had the schemes down to... That's still just a lot of money. I could take the swindlers. Could take nothing. Jeez. It's all pawns. I don't know. I don't know if I want to take anything with this one. As I can just... As there's a real chance that... goes bad for me. It's all scary. That helps a little bit. Actually helps a lot. I can take estates. Is that good? He still doesn't have pawns. He can put those stashes right on top of the deck. Yeah, I mean, like if I'd known I was gonna hit touchy, I could have ended it that turn, but he'll give me a pawn for sure. I think, unless he sees a 3-pile. Now I can be more aggressive about going for the end if I want to. Ooh, that's a really nice hand. Right, I can take, well, I can take a lot of things. Okay, let's see what this hits. Oh, he can make it hit a stash. That's funny. Oh, I can get the estates, of course. Of course, I can get the estates. I forgot about the estates. I'm stupid. We have the money. Right. I shouldn't whine about my swindler luck. That's bad form. Oh yeah, he's first. Okay. All right, we didn't dance. What's my friend? Oh, swindler. Hmm. It's an interesting board. I don't know how to play it, but it's interesting. You can inherit Hamlet. I'll probably open with a jack. You could open with a witch. Young witch. I guess. I'm not sure if I'd open Hamlet. Here there actually is a 2 that's crappy. So you can give them herbalists. Is, I like swindlers. They're fun. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it does that much for you, but yeah, you can't inherit islands. That doesn't work. Probably he gets a. I don't know. I'll probably take a Hamlet here. My jack is not going to trash anything if I play it at all on this shuffle. But that's not really that bad of a thing. My 5, I'm going to have a 5, so I'll probably either buy Storyteller. I'm thinking about mine, which is weird, but like a mine is nice with Storytellers. The other thing I would buy would be a Storyteller. That's a nice jack turn here for him. See if he gets his witch too. Yeah, it's a real good turn for him. I think I'll probably take a Storyteller. I like Storytellers a lot. They're fun. Just they do a little cycling and let's get rid of that. I'm gonna have to get a transmute. That's the real pro play. To kill these curses. Does he have his jack? Oof, nice turn for him again. He might hit 7 here. Guess not, since he trashed the estate. What if he'll take a city now? Or another Storyteller. Or a mine. Maybe he'll get a mine. Do it. Too bad. Alright. I am a little pretty far behind here, actually. Just get the potions there. Oh well, this is not really great, but getting young witch at this stage is probably worse than just getting jack, another jack actually. I would think actually now I'm stopping and thinking about it after the fact. A tie here is okay anyway in the match. I'll be in the championship match probably, and well, almost certainly. Still be pretty far ahead unless somebody else beats up all their other opponents. It is kind of hard to hit 7. I wish I knew what the rest of my deck was. That I think there's another curse in there. So I could just yeah, there was. I'm not insane. And I can stop here. Let's get these cities. I love cities. Let's activate them. It's just gonna help him more than me, but boo. Oh well, I'll take the transmute. Very nice turn for him. By now all his estates are probably gone. I would have had a decent enough turn if that Swindler hadn't hit, because I would have drawn jack and discarded and maybe actually made something of this turn. But gets a city now. You could also do like Hamlet Swindler, but I would probably just take a city. That looks pretty good to me. Now there's no reason to discard. I think I'll resign. Seems pretty safe to me. So we ended 3-3. I had that teacher game I should have won. But some mistakes there too. Yeah, the Goons one I inheritance earlier, but those 2 dead turns were pretty unlikely, but still I could have eliminated them entirely. And then the teacher one I messed up just by not being observant that he played the teacher. Though he probably still could have pulled it out on his turn, but I could have actually made it hard instead of just super easy. Anyway, so this certainly could have. I had really good draws for the most part. I could have probably gotten 4-2 or 5-1 here with a little cleaner play. But anyway, that's why I play the game. So thank you all for watching. And I will see you all in the championship match, hopefully.